Hey Whitney, welcome to the MasterCard Cup. I just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through. We'll put you back in your address position and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, let's take a look at your posture. Your spine's fairly straight on a tilt. Legs come down into a bit of a bent position. Your arms do hang in towards your body, then your forearms work away, and then the golf club works out to the ball. So if I were going to work on your golf game, we would change your posture. We would get your tail out and up, push your sternum out and up and forward. And what that's going to do is just going to put your spine on a better incline as such. By getting your tail out and up, it's also going to take your legs from being bent and allow them just to be unlocked. So when we bend our knees, we have a tendency of sort of sitting back on our heels. And by you getting your tail out, letting your legs straighten up a little, and by tilting that spine a little bit more forward, we're going to be able to keep the sternum and the head out over your toes better, and you're going to be able to distribute your weight a little bit more towards the golf ball, so you will be more athletic ready. By having the spine tilted more as well, now the arms can actually just hang down naturally to where they are with the arms straight, and then let the golf club work out to the golf ball. So we'd also be increasing the angle relationship between the arms and the golf club in here. The other thing I want you to notice is that when we change this position, we would ultimately have to be further away from the golf ball as well. Okay? So very, very important to change your posture. Your posture is the starting position that we basically build our golf swing around. Okay? From here, your alignment looks good, so let's just go ahead and do a little split screen comparison between you and Chella Choi. Got some color-coded lines on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. But before we do that, let's just pay attention to Chella's posture. So see, her tail is out and up better with her sternum and head out and forward. Her spine is straighter, it's on more of a tilt. Her legs are not as bent, she's not sitting, and the arms are definitely a lot more free from the rib cage. Okay? Now from here, when we bring a golf club back, some primary things that need to happen. Simply want to turn the shoulders. So we can watch our shoulders, they turn. When we turn the shoulders, we're trying to extend the arms back to us, the camera, and work the arms around our body. While we do that, we want to create some wrist hinge. And wrist hinge is really important because what it does is it takes the club currently from below and in front of our hands, and it moves the club above and behind the hands. Now, during this whole transition of turning and bringing our arms back and creating this wrist hinge, we'll notice the shaft of the golf club stays on the red line. That just means the club is swinging back on proper plane. Okay? And she's doing all of this about a stable right leg. So from there, we keep swinging the golf club around us. The club ends up working from red up to yellow, and we get to the top of our backswing. So let's watch you here initiate your takeaway. You draw your hands back and you draw them outside away from your body. Now that's typical because your arms were too congested to your core to begin with, so they really have nowhere to go but out. So if we change our starting position with respect to the arms hanging and off your rib cage, well, they then have a chance to work back inside and in a circular motion. But we certainly don't want to be taking your hands, arms, and golf club outside away from the ball. We want your hands, arms, and golf club to be swinging inside and around our body. As we continue to move this golf club back, we can see even from address though, something you also need to work on in your golf game is you need to work on making sure your grip is correct. When we don't have a proper grip, it inhibits certain things in the golf swing, one of being proper wrist hinge. So we talked about with Chella, a very, very important part of the golf swing is getting the club head from below and in front of the hands to above and behind. Well, we do that via good grip and creating wrist hinge. So very, very important. We can see with you, as you bring that golf club back with the hands moving outside, we're not getting any wrist hinge at all through this area of the swing. Okay? We're still picking the golf club up and we're not swinging it around and inside. For the first time, here's where the club now starts to actually get above and starts to work behind, but still not enough just yet. As we continue to work that golf club up to the top of the backswing, You're trying to correct and shallow it out, so that's good. So if we're going to eventually get to a pretty half decent position at the top here, where we've turned our shoulders, stable right side, maintained the posture that we achieved at address, which again was too tall, but the arms are in good position relative to the core, with the left arm pretty much almost on the yellow line, and the club in good position within the blue-yellow V zone. So the reality is you've set your hands and arms in a pretty good position up top here. It's just how we got there. Okay? Now as we create our transition back into the ball, ideally what's supposed to happen here is we want to swing our hands and we want to create footwork. That footwork means when we swing our hands, we want to get our right heel off the ground at point of impact and keep that right heel coming off the ground, get up on the toe of our right foot, and stand on our left side. So that's creating proper footwork from the top of the swing to allow us to get to a proper finish. When she does this, what I need you to understand is that the golf club is moving from yellow back down onto red. So this is really the most important thing I want to point out, and it's a relationship between the lead form and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. This is what allows us to create power and accuracy in our golf shots. Let's go back to address. Again, what did I stipulate as we bring the club back? We want to create good wrist hinge. We want the club to go from being below and in front of our hands to above and behind. Well, guess what we have? We got the exact same check mark right here. Okay? So we achieve that position going back. We also achieve that same position coming into the ball. Okay? Very, very important part of the golf swing. With you, what we're going to see is your hands are going to come over the top, down yellow, out towards blue. You can see you're throwing the club out away from red. Your club head is not returning back to being on plane like what we see with Chella Choi, and we don't have that backwards check mark. Okay? So it's going to be very difficult to create power, and you're not going to be able to hit the ball straight with that move back into the ball. So that's obviously something you want to work on in your golf game. Also because you're coming into the ball very steep and over the top, your club ends up swinging down and you end up actually taking a divot with your wood, which we don't want to do. We want to do that with irons, but not with woods. As we come through, let's see if you create any of that footwork we were talking about with Chella Choi. So not bad, almost getting up on your toe, so just fine tune that a little bit, and you're definitely getting through to a finish. You want to finish with your hands higher, but at least you are carrying yourself through to a nice finishing position. Overall, there's some nice athletic characteristics with your golf swing. Your hands work well, they come back, they fire through. Your core works well, you coil, you uncoil. You've got good footwork allowing you to get through to a good finish. But really when it comes down to it, we need to change your starting position. We need to change your posture that I talked about at the beginning of this video. Then, when we bring the golf club back, very important, just swing your hands, arms, and golf club way more inside and around you. Don't take it outside and pick the club up. Soon as you do that, you're going to automatically swing back into the ball better because there's a chain reaction and a domino effect. Now, how much better will you swing into the ball? Maybe 5%, maybe 95%. We don't know until you do it. And then once you improve your starting position and your backswing, at that point in time, whatever percentage we haven't secured in improving the downswing, then you go ahead and focus on that. And what I'm talking about again is that backwards check mark that I showed you with Chella Choi. That is the most important part of the golf swing. Got a lot of potential here, a lot of athletic characteristics to your swing, but the reality is we need a better backswing that's coming around us with better hinge, and then ultimately we need to be bringing this golf club down on plane and retaining the angle and achieving that backwards check mark that I was showing you, okay? All off of a better starting position. Anyways, any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects of your golf game, I'm located over at Glen Abbey in Oakville, obviously where the tournament was held. Be happy to structure a program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all, you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide to your guests, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, I hope you had a fabulous day, and I hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video.